Alright, what is up guys? Welcome back to another GeoGuessr video. The map rotation has changed in ranked. By the time that this video comes out, it will have been a couple weeks or so, but we are playing competitive world now for no move, and my webcam is like in the bin. What's that all about? Alright, well, we fixed it. Competitive world for no move, of course, which is a world map for intermediate and advanced GeoGuessr players. So essentially, it's large country simulator. You will get Brazil a lot, US a lot, Russia a lot, Australia a lot, Indonesia a lot of big locations, and it's mainly rural focused, so it's a bit tougher to region guess as well. Um, Probably my two least favorite things in the game. So like I'm not a fan of this map just because I'm not good at it. Like this map does not suit my playstyle at all. I like a little bit of architecture clues. I like a little bit of just smaller countries where the country is, or smaller maps, smaller country focused maps where the country is not obvious, essentially. So not the best map for me overall, but we're going to try to improve on it together. We're going to play a competitive world here on no move, and let's hop into it. I'll try my best to explain region guessing, but we'll see how it goes. We start off in Japan, which is definitely a doable country. But in terms of region guessing, like, so the reason I don't like this map is because you get a round like this on like 5x multis, and it kind of just turns into a plonk off. You know what I mean? Like, there's no real clues here to definitively give you and help you make a good guess rather than just guessing off of vibes. Um, but it's just not for me. I know a lot of people definitely do like this map because I think the country is quite obvious most times. Um, but it's just not a map for me personally. Like on this one, if I get this in ranked, I'm probably just clicking the middle of Japan. We do have low cam here, of course, and we got some Japanese characters there, some katakana mixed with hiragana. So, yeah. I mean, I don't know what to say about this one. I don't have any tips to give you on this round because we don't really have any metas. We don't have any polls. So just be clicking middle here. And middle was the click, it appears, because we were in Shiga Prefecture. We'll move into round two in Mexico here. This one I can definitively say, give you some metas for this. Sun is in the south, which is always good to look at, of course. We do have the black painted bottoms of the white bollards here, which are distinctly Mexican bollards. And we do have wood poles, which is quite interesting. It is 2025. I know there's a lot of new Baja coverage in 2025, and I think that should fit with the wood poles. But is it Baja though? Or is it like Sonora, you know? Because it doesn't feel like super sandy enough to be Baja. So I guess I'm going Sonora here. Probably better. Yeah, wood poles I typically associate with more northwest or just more north near the US border in general. So yeah, we'll try something up here and we'll see. It is just Baja, new Baja coverage. So yeah, 2025 with wood poles, I mean, might be good to consider a click there. Okay, moving to round three, my favorite continent of Europe. And we have kind of a Mediterranean roulette here on Gen 3. I mean, we do have this thick pole where it gets a bit thicker at the bottom, thinner at the top in Gen 3, which should be an Italy thing. But it definitely feels kind of off for mainland Italy. I can't really tell if there's a short plate there because it is blocked by that little plant, but we do have also coast to our west and a highway running along the western portion here. So if we're using this clue to get Italy here, and we do have cactus, so we should either be in South Italy, Sicily, or Sardinia. I feel like you won't get cactus like higher than Naples, pretty much, longitude-wise. Corsica does have these poles as well, I do believe. Hard to say, but I think I lean more something here. Now we're looking for a road that runs right along the water here. It's likely going to be a yellow road, I'd say. I mean, it doesn't have to be necessarily. Could be something like one of these stuffs here, but like, I don't think that really works. with what we've got. And there's stuff in here that could definitely work near Alhero. Can't see anything sticking out in terms of peninsula though. Looks like the bigger part of the city is to our north. So I mean, something like this could work. I think I'm gonna leave it there for now. With those pulls, I don't really think anything on Sicily really works too well, right? I mean, this stuff, but it looks pretty uniform in terms of the angles of the roads. There could be stuff on Cosenza, but it is pretty hilly on the coast, as you guys can see. So I guess that's less likely for me. So I guess I am just leaving it here. Can I see anything that works in terms of a lineup? Let's see. So it's curving there, it's curving here. So we're kind of looking at a bit of an interesting angle here. Don't see anything specifically that works with our angle. We're somewhat close. There appears to be a gap in like houses here as well. Which is interesting. Yeah, just trying to see if anything works or lines up here. So I think it's might not be here because I don't really see anything that lines up, which it kind of makes like a upside down U in terms of what I'm looking for here, but it's kind of the best that I've seen so far. Yeah, I mean, this maybe? I don't think this works with the houses, but we'll just leave it here and we'll try it. Okay, it is actually Sicily. I did say it was a lot of uniform stuff here, but I guess I didn't look. I mean, this angle would have worked quite well, and we do have that white road running along the coast, so I mean, we were kind of between the two. Could have 5K'd that potentially, but gotta take the country streak, of course. Okay, moving to Europe again. This is also quite hard in terms of region-wise. Do we have? It's very hard to tell the pulls. Looks like maybe a French pull top there, allegedly. But that doesn't seem French. Baco. I mean, the houses definitely do seem French. All white facades here. It's kind of odd. But I think with the pull tops, France makes sense. Yeah, we do have wood pulls as well, which would fit for France. The pull tops seem kind of off though. I can't tell if they're the French ones or if it's like the Czechia ones, which is weird. Copyright is 21. So could be France or Czechia, of course. All white facades, man. Like, surely it's just France, right? Although I think I don't know. It does look like a French pull top. These houses could pass for France, I think. Dark roofs with. Yeah, I think I'm liking France more. Region guess wise, though, some of the things look quite German to me. So am I going like. We don't really have too distinctive of a ridge, but pavement is kind of pink. Maybe I just click something in here or something. I don't know. Let's try it. Okay, it was Sens here on the Sen. Kind of a funky round, but we do get the country at least after a little bit of working out. And we do have Brazil here to end us off, as I mentioned. Brazil probably the most represented country on this map. I didn't actually look at the full distribution, but it, yeah, definitely fits. Okay, on this one, we have no supports on the pulls. So generally, a rule of thumb is with no supports, you usually tend to push more northeast. And we do have a bunch of these Maranyao palms, which are kind of like small things that kind of sprout out of the ground, kind of, seemingly hardly any branches on them. Or at least that's kind of what it looks like. Kind of looks like it's like an exploding sprinkler kind of situation thing going on. So I think Maranyao works the best, although it does look quite Amazonian, which is kind of throwing me for a loop. Like, honestly, without the supports, I probably would have clicked Para here, but I think it's probably just Maranyao, and yeah, let's just hope for the best on this one. Do we have anything that lines up? Let me just try this. It is actually Roraima there. That I don't know how to get Roraima here. I mean, we have a massive mountain, so that probably doesn't fit for Morano, actually. I don't know how I didn't see that, but these do exist, like, along the north coast, but, like, I don't know how to get Roraima here. That's a bit of a tough one. I mean, maybe with the mountain. Like, I don't know how I didn't see this mountain, to be fair. But maybe it's a little bit of cope. Okay, well, we do have a 5 streak at least, and we've gotten the country right. And typically, getting the country right is usually a code for success, especially in lower champion elo. Okay, this one we do have India here with the not very good cam. We do have Boxcar, and we do have these holy poles. So not too much to explain on this one. I think most people that know at least something about India will be getting Gujarat here with the holy poles. So yeah, I'm not going to talk about it too much. And it's a decent region guess, just ends up being the middle of Gujarat. And we do end up in Botswana here. We do have yellow outer lines. Sun is pretty firmly in the north, and you kind of have this deserty looking thing, kind of looking like Mexico, honestly, in a way, with a good amount of red soil here. And you will get these wood poles quite commonly in Botswana, just like you will in South Africa and other bordering countries. We do have a ridge here, which is quite interesting. And it's just looking like, I think probably the best region guess would just be to go around Gaborone, because you can see a lot of ridges in this area. Do we have anything to our south? Hard to see, but it looks quite flat. Yeah, I don't know. I'll probably just leave it around Gaborone. Ends up being stuff here where you can see these 2 ridges here. Fair enough. I mean, tough. We do get the country at least, and we end up in United States of America in a round in which I'm very confused as to what this looks like. Like, where am I guessing here? Is that a Kansas plate, maybe? With, like, the blue on both sides, but... Huh. Hey, it looks kind of swampy in a way, which is quite odd. We do have the rumble strip in the middle, which is, like, much more common in the US as it is in than it is in Canada, I'd say. And this mile marker here, or something marking the bridge, like some kind of reflector, definitely feels quite US as well. It's very flat, so I'm of course thinking that middle plainsy area. And I guess I'm just going Kansas here. I don't really have a better guess, personally. It's a weird angle, though. Like, I mean, north-south grids are so common that it's weird that this is at, like, some kind of odd angle here. Like, we're going pretty straight diagonal-wise for a while. Yeah, this is odd. This is odd. We're going over the smallest creek of all time. I'm not even sure it'll be mapped, to be completely honest with you. I kind of just want to try to send the first thing that lines up. But I need to find an angle in which we're consistently going at this angle, I guess. I mean, sure. Okay, it is Oklahoma. Maybe it's an Oklahoma plate, the blue on both sides, but yeah, I mean, it's just not going to be mapped. But I mean, we do get that plains area, and unfortunately I did switch to way further away, which is quite tough. Okay, we do have Ukraine here, it looks like. No car as well, which is a good hint towards Ukraine, because you can either see no car or the red car in Ukraine, pretty much. You also get the red car with no antenna, which is visible sometimes, and I'm sure somebody's mapped that at least one point in their life. Houses looking Polish style, I'd say. White facades with, like, multicolored roofs. Yeah, it just looks kind of Polish, doesn't it? And, like, the spring coverage, I think, fits for more Western as well, so I'm probably going to go Western Ukraine here. And as for the region guess, probably just try to line up something Do we have a railway? Absolutely not. We have a pretty big city there. I don't know. It's probably findable somewhere, but angle-wise, we'll just send the first thing that lines up with a decently sized city. And I mean, sure. Okay, it was actually here. Okay, we take those. That makes up for some bad guesses today. 2016 coverage. And I'm not quite sure what we're looking at here. I'm gonna be honest. I know we're in Europe at least. But as for where, I do not have a Scooby-Dooby-Doo. We have the antenna here, which, driving right, should be somewhere in Europe. I mean, I think the default click is just to go France here, maybe a French pole top there that I'm imagining. Doesn't look too Eastern Europe. Like the graveled road means like somebody took care and actually took the time to actually make this road somewhat paved, which definitely feels like a more Western European thing. This tower definitely feels more Western European as well. The trees are a bit odd, or sorry, the poles are a bit odd rather. But I mean, maybe I'm just imagining a French pole top there, but I think that works. Where we also have like a ditch on the side of the road, which certainly makes sense for France. So I think if this is a vineyard, which it might be, I will just click around Bordeaux and hope for the best. And it's near Angers, which is fair enough. Probably a vineyard there, but we do get a 10 streak there, and we will queue up, well, not queue up, but we'll load up another game here on Competitive World with 2 maps in the bag. Move on to our third in what looks like US or Canada here. We do have black car with backlight. Sun is pretty firmly in the south. If you can typically see the front of the car, you shouldn't really be in Europe. General rule of thumb. There are some glitches in which it does occur, but probably would just lean more not Europe with that. And if you see it enough, then you'll know. Like, you'll notice, oh, yeah, you won't really see ever the front of the car in Europe. Just something to look out for. So you should always send something else besides Europe if you can see the front of the car or the car color in any way in the front. The back is a different exception, like, of course. Okay, I'm not sure if this is the US or Canada. We don't have any infrastructure to go off of. I mean, we do have houses in the distance, but like, this is just typical plains houses. You have Black Card 23. It's quite swampy. And I think with the swampiness, I'd probably just lean many. Be completely honest with you. But I could see this being right over the other edge of the border. So we're going to take our chances here. I think region guess-wise, it should be okay for us to guess here. Because I could see this being like these 3 states. Or like Manny, North Dakota, or Minnesota. With the swampiness. And yeah, we hope for the best. And it is just North Dakota, okay. Sure, fair enough. Black Card 23. Slam North Dakota, guys. Okay, that's not legal advice, but yeah. All right, we do end up in Kazakhstan here with the truck coverage, white center line, very hazy. We do have this massive ridge here to our south. So Kazakhstan's all about seasons. And all of the winter stuff is pretty much going to be found south. I'm not exactly sure what road this is. Maybe the stuff here works the best. On the curve there, though. I'm not quite sure, you know, where exactly this lines up. I mean, there is probably some stuff near Almaty, but this is like mostly 2 lanes. Here, especially. I don't really think it lines up anywhere. So like this road entirely is winter, like the A2 that goes from Taraz to Almaty, and then you get some winter stuff here. I'm going through this national park, but I don't think anything here lines up. This road doesn't have coverage, I don't think. the P125. And then you get some stuff here that goes down here towards the border. That's going to be winter. So I think, I mean, this just makes too much sense, doesn't it? But we're curving to the south, which I don't fully understand. Curving there as well, so I guess we're just somewhere here, right? Hopefully. Where's the ridge here? Oh, I read the angle of the ridge wrong. It happens to the best of us. Okay, we'll move on into Argentina here. It looks like we do have a yellow center line. Of course, this can easily be mistaken for stuff like the US or Canada, especially when it's very overcast stuff and the sun is kind of ambiguous as to where it is. Like it looks like it's right above us right now. But these style of pulls never be found in the US, like kind of like Peru style pulls, but you'll get like these, I don't know, triangle extenders with like a little knob on the end. So you usually get it in this format with like one bottom crossbar and then the other one is only on one side on the top. So it should be a Argentina thing and quite understandable if you've sent US on this before. As for the region guess, it's quite flat. We're growing some corn here. So I could really see anywhere from Buenos Aires to Entre Rios to Santa Fe, so I'm probably just sending here. And it's right over the border in Cordoba, so decent region guess. And we'll move into this round here. We have a bunch of rock walls. Sun is pretty firmly in the south, I'd say, with shadows, long shadows casting. We do have a bunch of gorse here as well, which are these yellow flowered plants there, and we have some wind turbines on the hill here. So very old meta here, especially in Gen 2, this works pretty well. But if you see grass growing in the center of the road, old school meta from like 2021, it's just an Ireland thing. Whereas UK roads won't typically have grass growing in the middle. They usually like to keep it just completely mowed down, but there is grass in the middle on Irish roads usually. And then with the hilliness in Ireland, you have to consider the western portion of Ireland, so stuff like Killarney where it gets quite hilly, stuff like Galway where it gets quite hilly, and then up here near Letterkenny it gets quite hilly. So there are, of course, exceptions. There's the Wicklow Mountains here, south of Dublin. There's stuff somewhere here as well. But typically when it looks like this, rock walls as well, I've been told by Finbar, is quite good west of Galway. But to me, with how big the hills are, I'd probably lean more Donegal area. I mean, you get some big mountains here. I mean, we'll try it with the rock walls. Hopefully, the old 2021 meta hasn't failed me. It works the best in Gen 2, of course, so we'll see. It actually ends up being near Killarney, so fair enough, Finbar. Throw that one in the bin. Just kidding. He's probably going to comment with some stipulation to that meta that I totally forgot about, but yeah. All right, we are in New Zealand here. We do have the New Zealand bollard where the red nearly wraps around the entire thing here. And region guess wise, what do I do about this one? It doesn't feel too south here, I guess. And it doesn't look like a holy pole. Yeah, we don't have a holy pole here either. So that kind of rules out here for me because you will get holy poles in Southland a lot, quite commonly at least. I'm kind of just playing percentages here, but I think something like in here could work with how we kind of have this angle of mountain. I don't know. I'm not very good at this country, but I can tell you it's New Zealand. And it was Southland. I don't know how to get that, personally. Well, I've been proven wrong a lot today, so don't listen to me on my region guessing tips. Okay. Let's get another game going here. And hop into it. In Mexico, it does look like we do have a hexagonal pole here. I don't know. We don't really have anything on there, I don't think. And the hexagonal pole, probably the best thing. We do have an exposed front car, which... And some bloke on a bike. And that's pretty much all we got. It doesn't feel too tropical, right? So... We have a bunch of white brick. So I'm probably just thinking about slamming near Mexico City, to be completely honest with you. Because on this round, I really don't know what to do. It doesn't feel too coastal. So it's probably just somewhere in that middle part of Mexico. And yeah, it just ends up being Michoacan, which makes sense. I think car does exist there, where you can see the exposed front of the car. Probably good to know. And we do end up in Russia here, it looks like. We do have the blurred short antenna. We know we're in Russia, we do have all white lines, no Eurostrip on the plates of these cars and such. You can't really see a Eurostrip there as well. And then you have these painted tree bottoms, which is commonly found in Russia, Romania, Ukraine sometimes. So those three mainly. But with this blurred antenna here, short antenna, should be in Russia. And this is looking quite south because I don't see any birch trees, and we do have the painted tree bottoms, which are much more commonly found in the southern part of Ruski. Yeah, we do have a railroad there, but good luck. We have a railroad north of us. And yeah, good luck. Because are you finding this? No clue. I mean, Finbar probably finds this, but I'm not Finbar, so I will not be finding this, it appears. So we're just going to leave it somewhere south. And ends up being here, probably findable, to be completely honest with you. I did scan this Grozny area because Gen 3, they didn't cover Grozny, Chechnya in Gen 4, probably because it's like its own country over there, basically. So one of the few oblasts that don't actually have Gen 4 in it. So if you ever have Gen 4 Russia and it's winter, don't guess Grozny because it does not have coverage in Gen 4. Yeah, that makes sense with the blurred antenna, of course, being down here. Okay, looks like we move into Mexico again, I want to say. Sun pretty above us, which is not great. We don't have holy poles here, which would rule out Brazil. We have these palm things, which are quite interesting. I've definitely seen them most in Mexico. And we have a weird pole. Is it Colo? Ever. It looks sort of like Mexico to me, especially with this hill, because the one part of Colo that I think this could be, which is up here, there's like hills here, but it's too far away from the coverage, I think. I don't believe you get hills around this area where the coverage actually is, where it's very dry. So hopefully I'm not throwing, but I would probably just put it somewhere up in here. Okay, very nice. It's a good region, guess. Broken clock is right twice a day type-ish. Okay. Looks like these guys are driving left. I mean, this sign is queued up for left as well. And it's Thailand, probably? What's the copyright? 25. Oh, so it can be Vietnam. Oh, that's not good. Hmm. Mm-hmm. 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 I'm trying to get a good little glimpse at a pole. I think I just have to go Vietnam here, personally. I don't know what these guys are doing, but they're the only ones on the road, so I guess... Brother... And do poles look square? It's so hard to see, man. Like, you can't really see anything. But I feel like I've seen more of these jaggedy mountains in Vietnam, where you just get flat farmland around them, rather than Thailand. And they're only on one side of it. Brother. I mean, if it's Thailand, it's like where? Honestly, don't know. So, because I feel like these are mostly peninsula things. And does this look like peninsula? No, because I would expect to see more coconut palms. So I think with all of that, even though this sign is weird, I would probably lean Vietnam. And I guess you go somewhere up here with these jaggedy mountains, right? Yeah, I mean, other than that, it looks very Southeast Asian. Like the bike transport is quite commonly used in Southeast Asia. And it's very flat with jaggedy mountains like this, and I don't think these exist anywhere besides Vietnam, Thailand, or like sometimes Malaysia. So yeah, let's run it. It actually is just Thailand. We were driving left. I mean, listen, it makes sense. This is just a Thai. I'm actually curious to see how many people will go Vietnam here. These mountains exist here. I guess so. I guess they exist like Lopburi Saraburi border. I mean, I knew they existed, but oh, man, that's tough. Okay, well, we move on into Russia again. So yeah, as you can see, very big countries represented in this one. We do have white car long antenna, which I mean, default guess should always be east, and the fact that we don't have any birches here is a very good indicator that we're east. We do have the railroad to our south as well. So theoretically, a very findable location. We have a ridge to our east, and yeah, we're going at this angle, so automatically thinking somewhere near Ussurisk or something like this. There's a railroad somewhere here, but where does it pick up at? Does it pick up all the way down here? It does. Railroad's quite far away from us here, I can't lie to you. We all the way like near the North Korea border? I don't think so. Railway doesn't really work there. So I'm gonna need to rethink where I want to guess. There's probably stuff that exists a bit further up north of Ussurisk. I don't want to go too far. I don't know where I'm scanning there. Actually, that doesn't have coverage. Where is the 5K here? Is it something here? I should be able to find this realistically. I just pretty big mountain there. It looks like a road with decent amount of traffic as well, which is interesting. Where's the railroad? It's gone. And we can also consider that this might not be a yellow road, but I would assume it's a yellow road just given the amount of traffic that we have on it. Does this work really? I mean, we do have these mountains here, which I mean could work, yeah. We're like on the curve, so we're like here. Then I can't really tell what the railroad is doing post this, but it doesn't look like it's going straight. So there is some curving being done. So maybe it's just this. I mean, mountain to the north works. We have a few mountains south. Although this looks like a pretty consistent ridge behind the railroad, which... Okay, it is just this. Alright, that works. Alright, let's hit one more competitive world seed here. And swap into our last game here. In Brazil, we do have supports on the poles, so cannot consider northeast pretty much with those. And we're growing some sugarcane, it looks like. And if we didn't have sports on the polls, then you could consider Sergipe Alagoas, but I think with this you have to consider either Sao Paulo or Uberlandia, which has the most sugarcane production outside of that. And I think with how deep red the soil is, I think Uberlandia is a fine shout. And it is west of Uberlandia there, but pretty good guess overall. Okay, we do have Nigeria here with the follow police car. I think everybody will know that. And we do have Gen 4 here. Looks like we have a lot of Muslims walking around, which typically the south part of Nigeria is Catholic Christian, and then the north part you'll get a lot more Muslims as you get into the drier region of Nigeria. Looks very deserty, so you have to consider some of the cities with Gen 4, like Kaduna or um, Abuja, probably not this dry, Jos Gombe, and that stuff. And we will try to line up a road here, I guess, because why not? It's not it's not like going to be a yellow road, though. So maybe that might be a bit hard, if I'm being completely honest. Ouchie. That's two-laned. This road not two-laned, but there's a massive building here. Massive mosque. Which I do not see. Do we have anything else, any text that could tell me where to guess? And to that they say, nah, Mina Bukhar Street. I mean, aside from that, there is nothing, is there? It does say Bukhar Mosque. That doesn't line up though. Um, and that's just not a mosque, is it? So, what do you do? What do you do? Do nothing because this doesn't line up. Um, yeah, I don't know. I'm just leaving it in Bauchi. Okay, it's Potiskum. I mean, good luck finding that. Street's not even labeled either, so tough. But region guess is fine. Move into this round here, in which we have a yellow center line with an interesting trident pole. I don't know why there's a trident pole, but we do have this Spanish style pole, Spanish French style like ladder pole, which will be found in Ecuador. And yeah, no Colo Cross here. We have a ridge to the southeast. And with this dryness, you typically think on the coast here, especially going to Salinas. You will get this. There's the ridge there. Maybe that works. Then we would have to be all the way down here, which doesn't really line up. Unless we're here and we can see it all the way out there. Which is possible, I guess, but I don't see where it lines up. Especially... unless we're like here, but... Looks like we're looking like northeast at this ridge thing. And there's a ridge to our northeast as well. There. So, I find this 5K might prove a bit harder than I thought. Thought this would be an easier one. And there's the ridge here. The ridge southeast somewhere here? I don't think so. That's not easy, then. I should be able to find this 5K, but how long do I commit to doing this is the question. Because this could be a gigantic waste of time. You could also consider near Monta, which maybe looks a bit better with the amount of ridges that it has. It would have to be something like in here that works, I guess. Irving, move city there, which I don't think that really works with how close that mountain is. So now I'm just confused. Now I am just confused. Where even works then? Like what? I mean, like, I don't know. I will just leave it here. Yeah, I was on the 5K, no? And then I moved. Like, where is this ridge? You just can't see it? Or can we actually see this ridge all the way from over here? I doubt it. Man, the topography is so hard. Like, what? Can we actually see? No, because it's like, I don't know, I'm crashing out. Like, unless we're looking at, like, you can kind of see some bumps there. Like, I mean, this just lined up so good. But I just didn't think that was the. I don't know. Like, I should have sent there. Ah, why did I do that? Okay, well, I'm gonna cut and then I'll hop back into it real quick. Okay, we are back. Let's do it. In Peru here, you will get yellow plates on like government or commercial vehicles, and then blue plates on like tuk-tuks and motorbikes. Like a blue plate here that you do see on that tuk-tuk. Very, very, a lot of coconut palms. So I think the only place to really consider is Tumbes here. Because I feel like you won't get this kind of coconut spam anywhere else. So yeah, one would have to consider Tumbes and this road lineup. It's double lane there. We kind of got houses on both sides of us, huh? And I'm gonna presume that something here works. Here does it go to 2 lanes there? It's hard to tell, but I mean it does line up quite well. I don't really think there's a city of this size that otherwise that would work, right? And I don't see where it lines up in Tumbes. So I guess you have to send the city then. Very straight road here. So I'm just thinking this, right? And we do have the Hotel Inkil there. Right, don't see on this road. What? Bro, there's no way, like, I'm trolling again, am I? Hold on. Why do I not see this hotel? It's curving north there. I didn't even see that. What? Okay, we're doing a bit more scanning here. And this road just doesn't work, does it? I mean, I'm just confused. Personally, I'm just confused. Zorritos. It's Suyana. I guess you do get a lot of palm spam here. I mean, Bro, it's just been a disaster, hasn't it? I mean, I've sent in Peru, but the streak says it doesn't count. Anyway, last one here. And we're in Europe somewhere. We can see the back of the car once again with the blue. And as for where, houses look Italian, I'd say. Red roofs here. Yeah, I think Italy works the best. We're going some corn here, which definitely fits for Italy as well. I don't know where you guess though. It's kind of odd. So I'm just clicking middle here, like Florence or something, but I would expect to see a bit more wine, so I don't know. Could be like hills, like up in Po Valley. I think the mountains are just too big for that. So, yeah. Oh, it's actually Spain. Yeah, makes sense. I don't see any pulls, but Spain does make sense with the red roofs and white houses. Well, that's not the way that I wanted to end off the video, but hopefully you guys learned something today. We do still get over 20K, and yeah. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, of course. Let me know how you did it in the comments down below, and I will see you guys tomorrow for another GeoGuessr video. Peace.